Hi again, it's Mr. Abaddon, and just want to do an explainer video for this idea of marble slides and what that's going to look like. I know some students have probably done them before, and other students maybe not. So I'm going to show you what you might be looking at for your summative. So Marbleslides, like I said, is an activity on Desmos, and it allows you to create a graph, and then we are going to use it for transformations, and you launch the marble to be able to collect the stars. Okay. Now, here for the task for the summative, you'll be using quadratic, and then it's going to ask you to list the transformations, state the new formula for the transform function, and then a description of how the parent function has changed graphically and algebraically. You'll do the same with an exponential parent function, and the same with a sinusoidal parent function. But I think just to show you an example, maybe what I'll do instead of using one of those so that I'm not duplicating your work, maybe what I'll do is show the example using a square root function, okay? And I'm gonna see if I can actually capture all the stars using a square root function and transformations. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to define f of x as the square root parent function. And obviously, for you, you will use a different parent function depending on what has been asked here. So I realize this says quadratic, but I'm going to use square root just so that I'm not doing your work for you. Okay, then what you should most likely do is apply this formula. And we've been using the general formula for transformations all year. And if you haven't used Desmos before, I typed that formula in, okay? And I'm gonna click off of this f of x. I'm going to set the p value to 0 and the q value to 0. And then I'm at my parent function for the square root, okay? Now, I think there will be a few transformations that I want to consider. I think I want to reflect definitely across the x-axis. So one thing that you can do is use the slider, but you can also just mouse in, okay? And I'm gonna just reflect across the x-axis first. So you'll notice I just keyed in a -1 there, and it has definitely made that transformation of graph. I also want to reflect across the y-axis. So for the k value, I'm going to put a -1 as well. It looks like I might be pretty close to being able to capture the stars, but maybe what I need to do is a horizontal translation. So let's see here. So you can see as I use the slider, I think that might do it. And then I might need a vertical translation as well. And I'm gonna just show you kind of model a guess and check method. So you can clearly see this is probably not going to work. I've almost got all of them, right? But I think what I should consider doing is the following, okay? I think what I should consider doing is changing this value and then possibly applying this kind of stretch as well. And you can see in the marble slide activity, it becomes a sort of guess and check, right? I'm now going to try this. And I have achieved the success. Now, here is where the explaining happens. Okay, I have an A value, I have a K value, I have a P value, I have a Q value. Those should tell you something about the transformations that were applied. In fact, that is all the learning that you are going to show on the next screen. Okay? So just to be clear, I know that this says quadratic. I did use the square root function just to show you the sliders, or mousing in to change the A, K, P, Q value. And then what you would probably want to do is be able to take a screenshot, okay? So I'm using a Chromebook here, and I'm going to take a screenshot. And you want to be able to actually put that into your doc. So I'm going to show you here, Marbleslides. And like I said, I know I'm using the square root function, but there's my one here, just to show you what we would do. There's an explanation about listing and talking about the changes algebraically and graphically, and what the formula would be for the new function. That is an explanation of the Marbleslides, and I hope that that helps you understand how to use Desmos to show an understanding of transformations. Thanks for watching this video, and bye for now.